So what is going on today, guys? About a week ago, I came out and noticed some damage on my car. So, as you can hear, I put the cats back on, it's nice and quiet. You can see right there, there's a crack in the taillight. We don't know how that happened. Also, I got nicked there on the bumper, so that's really upsetting. Good news is SRT has contacted me and they're gonna warranty the taillight and the subframe. Going to pick them up right now. They're gonna reimburse me. That is awesome, but I also have to stop by Harbor Freight and return this crappy electric impact wrench. I'm gonna have to get one from Rigid or DeWalt or Milwaukee or something because it's really crappy. The battery just pops off on this freaking thing. This is crap. I wouldn't buy it. I do have a Chicago electric buffer that I've been using for 10 years and it's great, but I don't like that impact wrench, so I'm definitely gonna be taking that back. I'm also making another stop today as I gotta take back the Severe gear oil from AMSOIL, as I heard that it's not good from a couple of people for the Hellcat. It doesn't have enough friction modifier in it. So I'm going with the factory fluid, which has got the friction modifier in it. I'll put the part number on the screen there for you. It's actually the better way to go as far as not having a mix modifier. You don't want friction modifier to get on your skin. But let's go ahead and make our rounds. Gonna head over to the dealership and talk to Claudio. Last night I did an oil change, as I typically don't go more than 3,000 or 4,000 miles without one. And strangely enough, when I drained the oil out, including the catch can, the filter, and the drain pan, even the oil cooler, I only got about 4 quarts out. Just a little over 4 quarts total. So I was at least 1.5 quarts low, and I don't understand how I'm that low on a new car, unless it's burning oil, which I don't think it is at all. There's no oil smell, and I never noticed it before, so that's very, very strange. Now I'm getting ready to go over to the dealership, and you can hear the car is a lot quieter with the cats back on the car. I like it much better. So I do like it better with the cats on the car, as it's not as loud at idle or startup. It's got a nicer tone to it, not as raspy. And of course I didn't have a tune with the catless downpipe, so I'm sure I was losing some power there. So I'm here at Sansone. Gonna see Claudio. I'm gonna pick up the subframe and the bolts and go ahead and order the taillight so I can get that invoice over to SRT and get reimbursed for it. It's gonna be pretty great. I'm back to see Claudio.
My man.
What's going on, bro?
What's happening?
Good news.
What's up?
SRT called me today.
Okay.
And they're going to pay for the subframe.
Cool.
So what they're gonna do is I'm going to buy the subframe from you today with the bolts, and then order another part that's damaged on the car due to warranty coverage, the taillight was talking about.
Okay.
And I'm gonna basically pay for that stuff now, and they're gonna send me a check.
I love things that break on their own.
No, I swear.
It's always alien abductions or something.
I swear to God, I have no idea. My taillight is cracked, a spider web crack, and it turned into 3 cracks. And it's just there. I have no idea how it's there. I have no idea what happened, but it's there, and I have no idea why. But
just because I don't trust you. No.
You don't. Hey, do you hear that? YouTube, he doesn't trust me. That's not good. He doesn't trust me. My own parts guy don't trust me. My heart hurts now. 682-131-47 Alpha Foxtrot. And he said to me on the phone, he's like, how do you know that we have a call center in Brampton? I'm like, I got family. Well, not Brampton, it's in Chatham in Ontario, but I got family that work for Chrysler. So Claudio can't get it done. It can't be done. And they're gonna take care of the calipers. I drop it off at a body shop. They're in North Carolina, when they did my wheel alignment, messed it all up and did my balance, they dropped the wheels on the calipers. And you know what's crazy too? Salerno Dwayne ripped them off. He didn't even know it. The bolts, the camber bolts.
Did they ever explain what the reason for the jamming was?
They didn't, so I did a video on them. And the crazy thing is, you should watch it.
Stay away from me.
No, Claudio is the man. Claudio is the man. It's going on YouTube. This is the best place. Come on, you're my guy.
Okay.
But no, basically what happened was they told me they'd take care of the alignment, and they ordered camber bolts, eccentric ones, and you already priced those for me. They're like 29, 34, something like that, like 30 bucks. And you only need 2 of them. Somehow, between those 2 bolts and the alignment, they charged SRT $675. Alignment's 150 bucks, the bolts are 30. So Claudio's got everything ordered, faxing all the information and paperwork over to SRT to get reimbursed. All new subframe, bolts, and everything going in. I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm about to go over and talk to Tariq, the sales manager here, and do some finalizing on the Dodge Durango order because there's been an allocation issue, and we're trying to get through that. So I'm going to talk with him and go over a few things with that, and hopefully we can square that away. There he is. He's back. Thanks, Claudio. This is the man right here. You got to come see him.
Yes, sir.
If he can't get it done, it can't be done, like I said earlier. But we are being outsmarted by a black rivet clip, a little $5 clip. So I got the subframe, and it's right here. Beautiful, brand new. Don't got to worry about the tabs being ground down anymore. So we're gonna get that on tomorrow. So I'm installing that tomorrow. Got a full install video showing you guys how to do that as well as install the SPC upper control arms. So 2 videos being filmed for you guys tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. If you guys want to check this out, I got my rear SPR wicker bill tinted. I think it looks pretty good. But we're gonna go ahead and load this up in the trunk. And that's gonna be awesome. Headed over to Harbor Freight and to a few other places, take some stuff back. I like the Corsa sound with the cats on. It actually sounds a lot better. It's not as loud, but it's definitely better because you can hear the supercharger. This car is so much fun to drive. Oh. And I like it a lot better with the cats on the car. It's just my personal preference, but you can hear the exhaust with the cats on the car. It just doesn't have that rasp. So now let's get down to why I think the Hellcat is a better purchase than the Demon. The Demon is an amazing vehicle. I am all for Dodge doing what they're doing. It's the fastest production car in the world, and I absolutely love what they're doing. Like I've said a couple of times, it's fantastic. But overall, the Hellcat is the better purchase unless you want to have bragging rights as owning the fastest production car in the world or running 9s at the track and you want to run 9s bone stock. Now, the following are just some of the reasons why the Hellcat is the better purchase in my opinion. It's significantly cheaper. You're going to save about $15,000 or more getting a Hellcat. Now, with the Widebody Challenger out, you can get a Widebody Challenger Hellcat and basically have the same thing as a Demon. It's just not the extra horsepower and, of course, the trans brake and whatnot. Now, digging deeper into the price, there is a Widebody Challenger, so you could have that and save $15,000 plus. Now, with that being said, the Widebody Challenger isn't going to be as fast as the Demon, but you can definitely do an intake, a tune, an exhaust, and a pulley, and you can get it to where it's going to be very close. You just won't, of course, have the trans brake and a couple of the other good features of the Demon, but that's what you're paying $15,000 to $20,000 for. The fact is that people think they're going to be doing wheelies in the streets and they're going to be running 9-second quarter-mile times. I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I've been driving and racing and building cars for almost 20 years, and I can tell you, as many times I've been to the track, you can almost never run what the manufacturer says you're going to run. And it's going to take a lot of work to get a 9.65 out of the Demon with a regular driver. In fact, I'm willing to bet if you took 50 people that have a Hellcat, a Challenger or Charger, or a Mustang, just take a random 50 people from sports cars and muscle cars and put them in a Demon, take them to a track and let them run all day, I'm willing to bet you'll be lucky if one of them even breaks into the 9s. That's not to say that the Demon is not going to run 9s or isn't capable of running 9s, but it really comes down to the driver too. So anybody who thinks they're just going to go to the dealership, just buy a Demon and they're just going to go ahead and run 9s and do wheelies on the street, that's not going to happen. It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of skill, a lot of time to be able to run like that. So you're paying $15,000 to $20,000 more for features that most people won't know how to use and are going to have to really spend time learning how to use, which you could just enjoy that more, use the $15,000, put it in your Hellcat, and you can have all kinds of goodies in the Hellcat and have relatively the same car. Now, another thing that makes the Hellcat the better purchase than the Demon is insurance. I can almost guarantee you insurance is going to be cheaper on a Hellcat, almost for certain. So you're going to save money on insurance, even if it's $10 or $20 a month. May not be a lot, who knows, but it'll definitely be cheaper. So again, it comes down to money as well. Now moving along to the third reason, allocations are hard on the Demon. You could be waiting 2-3 months, so you're paying more and you're waiting longer for features that you may not know how to use or may not be able to use. And if it's a streetable car, how long are you going to go to the track with this car? Are you going to take it to the track every week? If you plan on just buying the Demon just to drive around, just to showboat and say you have a Demon, that's awesome. I'm all for that if that's what you want to do. But if you're looking to just have a good time and have a streetable car, then it'd be more sensible to save the $15,000 to $20,000 and get yourself a Hellcat wide-body Challenger or Charger like I have, put some money into it, drive it at the track, drive it on the street. Now, on to number 4, why the Hellcat is a better purchase. One of two things are going to happen. You're going to go to the track and realize you can't run a 965, and you're most likely going to run mid to high 10s, which is going to put you right there with a Hellcat on drag radials. If you are able to get the launch and be able to drive the car the way these guys from the manufacturer performance testing can, then you're going to run a 980, 990, maybe a 970, maybe you get the 965. Then guess what happens? You get kicked off the track because you don't got a roll cage, which means you're either going to run the times of a Hellcat or you're going to get kicked off every track you go to. So you spent $15,000 extra or more for this car and you can't even drive it at the track. Now you got to put a roll cage in the car. So when you put the roll cage in the car, now you've gone and messed up a factory car and you're drilling and cutting or welding or whatnot. And now you're able to go to the track and possibly run your 965 or 985, whatever you're aiming to do, which is more time, more money, and you're cutting into the factory warranty. So it just doesn't make any sense. Now that brings us to number 5, which is a 2-part reason. First part, only option is special tires made specifically for Dodge. The drag radials are designed specifically for the Demon. Those are the only tires that the car is going to have on or have an option to have. Therefore, you're stuck with those tires. They're very expensive, and I'm pretty sure you're only going to get about 4,000 to 5,000 miles out of them. So the tire expense is going to be insane and through the roof. But this is the more important reason. You got to sign a waiver when you buy the car that the dealer can't be held responsible for anything that you do in the vehicle. You're pretty much signing your rights away so that you're fully responsible for your own actions, which is to be expected. But if the dealer's making you sign something like that that tells you how dangerous the car is and how fast it is, and it doesn't have a roll cage. Now, don't get me wrong. I really love Dodge and I like the Demon. I'm thinking about buying one myself. It's just, when you look at it on paper, the Hellcat is the better purchase for most people. It's going to be, let's go back to the list here, it's going to be $15,000 cheaper on average, maybe more, because you're going to be dealing with all kinds of markups. You may even spend $100,000 on a Demon where you can get a Hellcat wide-body Challenger for less than 70 or right at 70. Just depending on where you go, it may be a little bit more, but you could be as much as $20,000, $30,000 difference. Your insurance will be a little bit cheaper. Then you also have to look at the fact that you're not going to be able to run 965 at the track. You're not going to be able to do that unless you're an avid drag racer, and then you're spending money on a production drag car that has nothing left that can really be done to it. Now, I'm sure you're going to get more horsepower out of it if you mod it, but it's already maxed from the factory. There's nothing really left to do. So you're most likely going to get kicked off the track if you run the time they advertise, and if you don't, which is most likely going to be the case, you're going to be very close, within a few tenths of a Hellcat, but you're spending all that extra money for that. And then you also have to look at the waiver you got to sign. It's a good vehicle, so don't take this video the wrong way. So $15,000 cheaper, or maybe even $20,000 cheaper. You can't run 965 unless you're a professional driver. You're not going to pop wheelies on the street. That's not going to happen. If you go to the track, you're going to basically run close to a Hellcat unless you're a professional driver and have experience with this car. Then you might run the 965 or 985. You get kicked out of the track. The insurance is going to be more expensive, and then you're stuck with the tires and have to sign a waiver. Whereas I could just get a Hellcat, save the money, and there you go. So hopefully this will make you feel better about not getting a Demon, or if you're thinking about a Demon or you're on the fence about it, hopefully this video will help you out on to decide on what to do. Personally, again, love the Demon, great idea, fastest production car. Go Dodge, 2 thumbs up, great vehicle, but the Hellcat for the average person or for the everyday enthusiast is the better buy. So don't forget to subscribe, share this channel with all your friends. I'm Corey. Remember, have fun, be safe.